You know, your critics say you voted for every one of President Obama's Supreme Court nominees, and then you voted against Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh. So they say, you know, how is that not just moving with your party where it wants to go?
I voted for over 70% of President Trump's judicial nominees. 70%. I voted for more than half of his cabinet members. I vote with him half the time. He signed 38 of my bills into law. That doesn't sound like, to me, somebody who is knee-jerk. Some of my colleagues are knee-jerk against the president. I don't get up every day figuring out how to fight the president. I get up every day trying to figure out how I can fight for Missourians.
To that point, you have this radio ad out now that says, at one point in an exchange, she's not one of these crazy Democrats.
Claire's not afraid to stand up against her own party.
Yep, and Claire's not one of those crazy Democrats.
Who's the crazy Democrat?
The crazy Democrats are people who walk in restaurants and scream in elected officials' faces. The crazy Democrats are, we have a state senator here in Missouri that actually advocated for the assassination of President Trump. That's a crazy Democrat. I don't do those things. I am not somebody who thinks that we should ever be uncivil. I think what most Missourians want is for us to listen to each other, figure out where we can compromise, not scream in each other's faces, not call each other names. So I'm really talking about civility here. I'm talking about being polite, having good manners.
Well, just to be clear, there's not another crazy Democrat in the Senate.
Well, I would say this. I would not call my colleagues crazy, but Elizabeth Warren sure went after me when I advocated tooling back some of the regulations for small banks and credit unions. I certainly disagree with Bernie Sanders on a bunch of stuff. So I'm not afraid.
You know,
I've done those kinds of things which do separate me, I think, from some of the knee-jerk folks that just are against the president no matter what.
You point out about the percentages voting with the president. 538 has it as 45% roughly. But you do vote with Chuck Schumer 80% of the time, and Elizabeth Warren 67%, and Bernie Sanders 66%.
Well, you know why that is, Brett? Because we aren't getting a chance to vote on much. We have not had full debates in the Senate in a while. You know, these bills, like the tax bill, that was written in Mitch McConnell's office. It wasn't written in the Finance Committee. It's been probably 3 or 4 years since we've had a full debate in the Senate with lots of amendment votes. Now, if you go back and look at my record the entire time back when we used to vote on things, you'll see a much more accurate picture of how willing I am to listen to both sides and do what I think is right regardless of party.